What's up, everyone? It is your boy Jamal Sanford. Welcome back to my channel. I pray y'all have a wonderful day and wonderful week. Today, I am back with another Zoom interview, season one. This is the fourth episode, and today I have an awesome special guest. He is an actor, a professional boxer, and he is one of my brothers. I am very honored and very excited to have him on today. I'm gonna let him introduce himself so I don't mess up his name. So. Can't go take it away from him.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Akeem Cheatham. I'm based in Las Vegas, and LA. Like he said, I grew up boxing, and now I do acting. And so now I built a fan base kind of with those two combined, and I'm honored being on this show.
That's awesome. Before we get into today's episode, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos to come. And also check out all the other episodes of Zoom Interviews Season 1. Again, I am very excited. And follow me on my social media and YouTube channel, social. It will be linked description box below. So let's get into the interview and the awesome conversation. Let's get into it. Let them know what all you have appear on TV so far, acting wise.
So the most notable ones would be probably The Pit. It would be The Pit, The Stepdaughter 1 and 2, and TKO, and maybe some people, in Las Vegas, know Obsessed LV. Um, yeah, I think that's about it. That's about it. And maybe Forever Us. That clip went viral on social media as well. Yeah.
We definitely going get into your characters and different project as we go down the line. So
Okay.
I'm just very excited. The first thing I would like to open up about this is how did we connect and bond on social media?
I believe I think you reached out to me and I saw your content, I saw your YouTube, and I appreciated it. I respected it, and I have love for it. And I know a lot of people in the industry, especially, they try to paint themselves with a big ego and try to say, oh, this person doesn't have enough following or doesn't have enough views or likes, or you need 50,000 likes for me to collab. No, nothing like that. And I don't think I'll ever be like that. And I hope other influencers aren't ever like that. So with that said, I was like, let's do it. I would love to be a part of it. And especially if my career turns out to be something successful, to the world, then, it would be a great honor to be on your channel first, one of many. So yeah, and you're always leaving supportive comments on my posts, and I see them and they're amazing. They inspire me.
I've been DM you like low key here or there though. So it's an honor to have like the bond connection. If for real and not for show, trying to get hidden journal. It's like for real and very genuinely. And we always talk about this in the other episodes that when all the guests that I had so far, all them pretty much saying the same thing. It's very well for others to connect with their fan base. And I'm not throwing no trade, no hate to nobody, but who are reaching out to their favorites, what they're watching, going up, looking to, be like, hey, I would like to interview that person and be a part of my platform. So
Okay.
you didn't never see too much of that. You get like the very short or hour long podcast. Like you get those type of
Yeah.
video, but you never have like a truly a fan and on board to like actually reach out to someone and be like, I want to interview him. I want to, you know, that take a lot of nerve to reach out to someone.
I
It really
agree.
does. Cause
I
I feel
agree.
like I'm going to get blocked
Yeah,
eventually, but hey, we here.
there it
The
is.
second question that I have is, what is first impression of each other? You go first.
Of this show.
No. Like connect on social media.
Oh, okay. Um, my first impression would be like humble beginnings, and it, really just like humbleness. And I think that takes a lot of people a long way. So I, you know, it caught my attention. You know what I mean?
I always I was watching a movie you did before the Step Daughter movies. I didn't know you
Uh-huh.
were on there, so I had to go back and like catch up a lot your music project, and I didn't even know. So I was like, who is that? So I had to go back and watch like lead up to now. I was like, okay, this guy is very talented, very cool, very awesome. And then I saw your boxing on social media. You posted on there. I was like, wow, that took me surprise. Cause I never expect that. And then also makes sense to the love TKO, your role in that,
Mhm.
like how that kind of combined. I was like, this dude is awesome. This dude is cool. Is this like humble? Like
Yeah, and you know what? There might be a lot more roles like that, offered to me. You know what I mean? There's a lot of producers and executive producers putting their money and time towards boxing films, boxing shows, and I think it's really important. Eventually, I hope they go to the real boxing athletes and do shows based off them. But as far as film and television, you guys, I mean, people might see me in more physical roles. You know what I mean? Whether it's a Marvel role, whether it's a boxing role, MMA role, and hell, I could be a ninja. I've had many people tell me I look like Bruce Leroy, which is funny,
totally
So
can't see that.
yeah, what's my favorite one?
Yeah, you can't say that.
Okay. Um, the most favorite film I've been in would probably definitely be TKO. I think I had the most fun with that one. And I met a lot of great people. Um, and it was overall kind of like an introduction into what a productive life could be being an actor. I was in LA, going to Newport Beach, every weekend, staying in my own Airbnb, my own car, and it felt like I was an LA, native, and I was able to hang around all the natives from Long Beach. And I mean, I grew up in a big family. I always had five little brothers that had to share beds with me, two parents living in small homes. So being able to have that peace and quality to myself where I could just work on my art, you know, it was a complete blessing, made me realize that all humans are is artwork. You know what I mean? When we can be by ourselves and focus on our art, it's like connecting with God in a way. And, so TKO really taught me a lot, not to mention I was able to build bonds and relationships with people like Robert Richard, who I grew up watching, people like Clifton Powell, who I definitely grew up watching, and a lot of people grew up watching. But you know what? There's one more project that it doesn't top TKO, but it's like right there, and that's Be Happy with with Tisha Campbell. I learned a lot from her and Russell Hornsby. So yeah,
That is awesome. I got emotional watching that movie. I don't think I told you that in DM, but I got emotional watching it.
you got
The cat.
emotional.
Yeah, I did.
That's dope.
'Cause, the cattle, your cattle, were going through it. I can't. I forgot what scene was it. I want to say toward the end when the dad went to prison or went to jail or got
He
arrested.
went to jail. Yep.
Yeah, and I got emotional about it because it was like I can't felt all your. I felt the cat emotionally, like not having a dad being there, like support him. And then when I saw the dad show up toward the end, I was like, man, the emotional roller coaster that got me, that got me so good. I just uh, it really no one don't understand what it's like to not have a dad inside of their life. So I
Yeah.
can't totally relate to that. Not like an anger or bitterness toward it, but just like I wish one of those desires, like I wish I had my dad in my life. I wish I have an older brother, like inside the house
Hmm.
with me, like growing up. If that makes
And that's
sense.
one of the things that I really wanted to touch hearts with. I wanted to touch, you know, the minds that had that problem growing up. That's who I really aimed at for and wanted my performance to kind of resonate with, with the kids who didn't have a father growing up. I wanted to be relatable and to be accurate. That's what I wanted. It was almost like telling a documentary for me because there's so many people that have that same exact story. It's not a difficult story. It's not sci-fi. It's a real life story. You know what I'm saying? So if I can be a if God gave me the opportunity to tell that story, why wouldn't I do that? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't I try to represent for all those young black males that don't have fathers but have dreams? A lot of people don't have fathers, but they have dreams, and they still have to make the dreams work somehow, some way. You know what I mean? Not everybody wants to get a 9 to 5 or just be happy or comfortable. So, you know, that's a great time to say that. You said it right on the money.
Yeah. What it like to work with your real life brother? But pronounce his name for me, cause I do not want to mess up no names.
Okay. What's it like to work with my real life brother?
Yes.
Doing a movie with your real life brother is really, really, um, it becomes nostalgic. You know what I mean? We sit back, we have fun. It's like we go on like a field trip together. We have the same hotel room, we sitting there kicking back. You know what I mean? It's of course it's not hard to do the scenes. We're brothers. So the improvisation, it really it's just magical. The improv really starts kicking out, and we can add our own little twist to the characters because we are real brothers. And then we also learn. We learn from each other. I teach him, and then he teaches me. You know what I'm saying? I learn from watching him because kids have a real subtle way of being themselves. You know what I mean? It's not like forced too much. Especially a good child actor. They know how to really make things natural. You know what I'm saying? And some fans, they don't like when child actors grow old because when they grow old, that's when all the different things of the world start polluting their mind and start polluting their character. You know what I'm saying? I think a couple of people have that effect. When you watch people like Bow Wow or Millie Bobby Brown, who you've seen as a little kid, you still want that same innocence, that same raw, you know what I mean, off instinct. But they grow up, they get older, and now, so it's great to see that from the beginning, watching my brother on set in real time.
I didn't even know that was your blue light brother until I look it up. I was like,
Yeah,
whoa, that is cool. Just to see a real life brother be able to do on scene like siblings, that is so cool to watch.
and I
And
would
you
say he's a better actor than me. I would say he's got some real natural instincts when it comes to dropping into an emotion. And no matter what he does, his facial expressions look so real and authentic. I think he's a better actor than me, if I'm being honest. Jared is good.
to lead to my next question actually. Is it hard for you to balance like be doing multiple scenes in your
Doing
roles?
multiple scenes.
Yes.
Mm, it's all about your focus. And if you're able to focus, then you're able to do multiple scenes. Of course it's hard. Of course it's hard. And it's like asking someone if it's hard to bench press, 100 pounds. Of course it is. But the more you do it, the less it becomes more difficult. But it's going to be difficult in the beginning. Um, you have to remember the whole reason you're doing the entire film, why the character is doing the film, why the character is living life. You know what I mean? And so if I'm able to keep that, then I can be able to go through any scene. Now you just have to learn the lines.
You like to get into your boxing a little bit if you don't mind. Explain to me how you got into boxing.
So I got into boxing when I was really young. My dad put me into boxing, and boxing was something that was always in my family. It was my dad was a boxer. He boxed around, the streets of Philly with Joe Frazier and all these different guys, Georgie Benton. And so he gave it to his kids. I have a lot of half siblings. So some of my half siblings, they started boxing. They didn't go far with it. And so my dad just gave it to me kind of as his his dream fulfilled. You know what I mean? And he saw a vision, and that's what he did. Kind of like Joe Jackson did with the Jackson Five. You see a vision, you see the potential, and you go on with that. And I started going to national tournaments. I started fighting a lot more. I started going through and getting past the anxieties and getting past the nervousness. Sorry about that. And and yeah, and I just took it far. And then as I got older, my brother started joining me. I started meeting a lot more people. And so that's why I was really glad to get the script of TKO because it reminded me of a lot of kids growing up in the West Coast. And I feel like that's something I have when it comes to any boxing role, whether it's a Hispanic boxing role, it could be a black, boxing role, it can be a European boxer. I have that experience with all these different people that are actual boxers and all these different amateur fighters that grew up in the amateur ranks. And I know the stories real time. I think that gives me the edge over any other actor, boxer who wants to do those type of roles. And yeah, so then here we are.
That cool. What is like? Do you have your favorite like boxing move you like to do?
My favorite boxing move. Um, I really, really love the uppercut. The uppercut's one of my favorite punches. That or probably the jab. I love the jab. Just simple. I'm a simple guy. Just simple jab and maybe an uppercut somewhere. You know what I mean? I don't want to say too much for the people who watch this interview and they have to fight me. So now they're doing research on me and they're gonna, see what punches to look out for. Which, by the way, they switch up according to your style, so you won't be able to break it down. But
Like, do you prefer acting or boxing, or you really enjoy both of them? Cause it seems like you really enjoy both of them.
I enjoy both of them. You're absolutely right. You hit it right on the money. I enjoy both of them. Um, I know a lot of fighters, they'd rather be married to boxing and boxing 100%. You know what I mean? A lot of promoters and, top rank, what do you call them? Top rank affiliates, showrunners. They always say that you have to have 100% into one art. You know what I mean? They say that you're supposed to have 2 feet in, 2 feet in one box, 2 feet in one basket. And I think that's really dumb if you think about it from a human aspect. But if you're thinking of it from like an artist, I mean, you know, there's so many different arts and so many different ways to express yourself. I think putting just 2 feet in a basket, it's possible. But honestly, I mean, maybe I'm not just a regular human being. Maybe I'm a spider. Maybe I got 8 legs and I could put them in different baskets. You know what I mean? 2 feet in every. It's not a. It's never. You should never let someone limit you. You know what I mean? So yeah, I love both of them. Which one would I want to do for the rest of my life? Well, probably acting. Acting affects people a lot more. Like you said, it got you emotional. Someone watching me win a fight is not going to make them emotional. It's not going to change their life. What is that going to do? You know what I'm saying? It's like that's only for me and my pride, me winning a fight, and for the entertainment of rich people who spend their money. That's it. That's what boxing is. People forget boxing is a literal entertainment. They want to see two dudes beat each other up, not outbox each other and outpoint. They want to see people get beat up. In acting, you can be an artist. Your benefit is everyone else's benefit. Because let me tell you something, I can feel every emotion I put on screen. I feel it. It's therapy for me. But isn't it amazing that it becomes therapy for you as well? That's what I like about acting. That's what I like about music. When someone makes music, whether they're high or they're sober, they can feel it. And then the person listening can feel it as well. I think boxing is the only one where that scenario is negative. You know what I mean?
I'm just taking all in. What you do to prepare for your roles?
That's a fabulous question. That's a great question. Well, first, I study the script extremely and I break the script down and I think about I think about real life. I don't like going into the stereotypical actor who just adds their own personality to the character. I think that's not creative at all. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, especially when you're a celebrity, when you're on Kai Cenat level or 50 Cent level, like everyone knows you as that person. You're Kai Cenat, you're 50 Cent. So when you come in for a role, they don't want to, it's not really artistic to see 50 Cent do, a character, because all you think about is 50 Cent. Kai Cenat comes in as a librarian. That's just Kai Cenat as a librarian. Like, I don't want to be like that. So I break down what kind of character, where the character's from. Well, does the character have both mom and dads? Does the character, it's a whole thing, you know? And I watch real life people. If the character's from Pittsburgh, I'm gonna study a dude from Pittsburgh. I'm gonna study a guy from Philly. That's what I did for The Pit. Oh, that's another show people recognize me from, The Pit. I forgot to say that. Um, like I did for The Pit. I studied someone who was from Pittsburgh, from Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? From Pennsylvania, period, the big cities. Because the way they react to pain is not the same as a person from the West Coast or from LA. The way a person from Baltimore reacts to pain is not the same thing as a person from Spokane, Washington. So I'm going to study that person from there. Um, and then I also study what they want out of the whole script. You know what I mean? And, I kind of compare that to my life and see how that can relate, but yeah.
It's that is that really is awesome. Just like kind of see the behind the scene because sometimes people don't really talk about behind the scene like the woes and pepping up for the woe and the in the progress of it. We only see like as a viewer, we always get the final part like the final result of it. But we never understand like the behind the scene. That's why I also love that behind the scenes and bloopers. I always been that type of kid. Like I always love it because 'cause I'm into it.
Yeah,
And not just just the movie and then unless they
absolutely.
don't
But to add to that, behind the scenes, whatever the biggest scene of the day is, that's the only scene I'm focusing on. So if the biggest scene of the day is sad or it's depressing or it's, something negative, then 9 times out of 10 that whole day, I'm going to be right in that world of negativity. I am. I don't care about the happy scenes. The happy scenes are easy. You know what I'm saying? That's where you can really bring the natural positivity out of, a human being. It's not a problem. For instance, on TKO, there was a day where we were only doing the funeral scenes. And so that whole day, I was kind of getting into the mindset like I lost my mother. So when I come to set and I'm going to get my makeup done, I'm going to get the hair done, I'm going to get the microphone, people were trying to talk to me. They were, "Oh, hey, Akeem, how you doing? Are you good?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, that's cool." Not only that, not only am I preparing for a funeral scene, I'm an LA native, a black kid from LA. I'm not talking about Beverly Hills. That's not the character. I'm from Compton. Now imagine a Compton native, black kid, losing his mother at the age of 16, 17. Do you think he's going to want to talk to you about how his day is? He might smack the fire out you. You know what I'm saying? So that whole day I was like that. And it was unfortunate that, some of the people on set took that as disrespect. They were like, oh, Akeem's cocky. He doesn't want to talk to me, blah, blah, blah. And that happens sometimes, and you have to talk to the producer and let them know, hey, if we're going to make this film a little bit better than the last one that you guys did, or the last one that I did, or any other boxing film, unfortunately, I'm going to have to do my therapy to be able to really perform. And so that's something behind the scenes for sure. I don't think I've really told anyone that until here. So there goes that.
Wow, I can definitely see that. I was like, for me, I'm gonna have to talk to someone, do something like get me out of that because that mind frame of going like as a character going through it, it can mess like emotionally and mentally. It can really trigger it sometimes, and I know for me watching it, I can definitely pick that up seriously. Like, didn't know that you're gonna open up about this on here, but I can't tell like it was hard to pick it up. So thank you for showing that.
Of course.
What is your dream role that you would like to do?
My dream roles, I like to make it really realistic. You know what I mean? I don't want to, have a dream role that I don't know will actually come to me. So with that said, I could see myself being in a Sinners type movie. I know they're going to make a whole universe based off Sinners and have all these different spin-offs and everything. I could see myself being in that. That's a dream role. I would love to play a vampire. I think that would be so sick, and I think I played to the teeth. I would love to um, be in something, of course, with boxing. I know Creed is having their own universe. I would love to be a part of that, be a boxer, main character, series regular in the Creed universe, and collab with Michael B. Jordan. I think that would be, amazing on both parts. I would love to be in something that's like Stranger Things. You know what I'm saying? Stranger Things spinoffs. Just something. I love sci-fi. Sci-fi is another big topic that I love. I would love to be in. Hmm. And yeah, those are just a few, just to try to keep it realistic.
Can definitely can see you in it, like in each genre. Don't mind. Would you like to do like more acting, like in every genre, like that out there, or you just have a specific one that you mainly focus on at the moment?
I don't have specific ones that I'd like to keep myself still like open to anything, any possibility. So I wouldn't say I'm closed off. I'm very open-minded when it comes to art. And if it makes sense in the moment and I can be true to it, why not? Why wouldn't I do it?
You have an upcoming movie coming up on February the 7th. By the time the video, this episode be out, it will be already been airing. So I would definitely like for you to talk about what it like to work with the iconic teacher Campbell from Martin and My Wife and Kid, which I grew up watching and listened to her movies as well. So I seen that had been cool. So open that up if you don't mind.
That film was extremely, what's the word? I can't think of English right now. I learned a lot on that film. It was extremely, extremely beneficial to me. Tisha is really chill. She really is. And when I first got to set, my first day, she was outside filming a scene and she waved to me immediately. Like, hey son. And we went upstairs and we were doing makeup and stuff. And she was like, is that my son? And immediately your heart drops. I never am nervous when I meet famous fighters. When I meet people like Floyd Mayweather or like I don't know, if I were to meet Boots or any of these people, you never get nervous. For me, at least. You know what I mean? It's whatever. But when you see someone like an actor, for some reason, they're like in my psyche. You know what I'm saying? It's like you get nervous. It's extremely nerve-wracking. And yeah, and I met Russell Hornsby. Russell was Russell was probably he had the coolest walk-in of any actor I've seen to date. I'm sitting there in the garage next to Gabby, um, and we're watching the scene, and then in comes Russ, and Russ got this cool hat on. He from Oakland. He walking with shades on, the most OGest walk of all time. I was like, oh shit, that's the dude from Fences. I'm like, what's up, bro? I'm playing your son, I think. Oh yeah, oh okay, okay. And I was cracking up. It was so funny. And then me and him were rapping all the time on set. On the days we saw each other, we was rapping all the old school West Coast, the Tupac, some other people he was telling me about. Um, and of course, I had to pull out that one line from Fences. Let me borrow $20. Let me borrow $20. And it was just fun. It was just goofy, and I love that I was able to loosen up my nerves and keep everything down to earth. You never want to treat a human being like they're a god. It doesn't work out. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think people realize that celebrities don't like to be treated like gods either. A lot of them. When you go up to, like, I don't know, anybody that's like known, to Tisha Campbell, oh my God, like, like people, she doesn't know how to react to that. What else can she say besides thank you? I appreciate that. Oh, that made my day. You know what I'm saying? To a lot of people that comes off as disrespectful. She's full of it. No, she's a human being. She's not Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? It's not
Right.
like you can just sit there and take so much praise. You can only take so much. Um, and I witnessed that firsthand the last day of shooting. Me, Tisha, and a couple of other people, we went out and we had dinner and everything. And Tisha comes in with her beanie on, and she's checking on me every 5 minutes. You good? You good, son? You good? And she's got like this like New Jersey, New York accent, and slowly and slowly as the night goes on, people start noticing her, and people are like looking at our table a little bit more. They're looking, and then finally, people start coming up. I just wanted to tell you that you literally changed my life. I was raised watching you. You are a legend. You are a legend. 4 or 5 people at a time will come up, and I'm just watching her react to everything. And she's so kind and so sweet, but you can also tell it's like, what else can you say besides thank you? You want to say more, but you don't know what to say. What can you say to change someone's life in that instant? You can't. There's not a lot you can say. So that's just like that's the behind the scenes I experienced being on like Be Happy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure I would have witnessed that a lot more if Mary J. Blige was to be on set the days I was. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, Be Happy was so fun. It was so cool. I hope more opportunities come to me from that film because we had a lot of fun.
It's so cool to see like all the people that are going up watching, to see all them get a chance to work together like way back in the day and up to now. Like it's a, such an inspiring and very cool to have like these they hearing the background like the behind the scenes. It just really touched my heart. It really matched the type of person that person is. And that is an awesome and a blessing. What is your role in Be Happy, the Lifetime movie?
So I play her character's name, I believe, is Val. Anyway, I play Tisha's youngest son. I'm her youngest son in the movie, and the youngest son leaves and goes to college. It's that simple. It's not the biggest role in the world, but hell, I got 2 scenes with Tisha Dan Campbell, and I'm happy about that. You know what I'm saying? And Russ Hornsby, and I was able to watch them do their magic. Front row, in person, IRL. Um, so yeah, I just play her youngest son who goes to college, and he probably plays sports, being as though they casted a person like me who's, I'm not skinny or fat, athletic. So he's probably an athlete, and it's just that simple. It's just that simple.
That is awesome, dude. I would like to say thank you so much for everything. I'm so proud of you. Growing up watching you for a few years. I say a few years for me. I say a few years. And I am so proud and very excited for you for what to come. And I'm actually am looking forward to um upcoming projects. And before I let you go, I definitely would like if you don't mind getting to like the content creating on social media. Cause I see you posting like a different videos, like the one with on set with Teacher Campbell, which I saw and I was like fanboy out all the way. Before I seen that didn't not gonna turn on a throw about that. I just would like to like just to see your behind the scene as far as a content creator and what that progress is like.
Well, like you said, you always want to affect people. At least I do with all of my posts. And I kind of don't even think about reaching new audiences as much. I'm really posting for the people who already follow me. I'm posting to keep them updated. You know what I'm saying? To the people who are like you, who genuinely they support. They love to see it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what inspires me to make the posts that I do. Now to reach out to the other people still, I'm trying to think about how I can combine the two art forms that best describe me into one single reel. You know what I'm saying? That's the next move for me as far as social media. But you want to affect people like how you just said, people start fanboying. They feel like you when oh, he's doing a film with this person, that person, so they want behind the scenes. And that's what the social media is about, giving those behind the scenes, that personal footage. You know what I mean? So that's what I think about when I'm posting on social media. I'm not trying to do something that makes me look cool. I'm not trying to do something that's trendy. I think all of that is really temporary. You know what I'm saying? And what people don't really realize is your social media will be there 9 times out of 10 after you're gone. When you're dead and gone, your social media will be there, my friend. You know what I'm saying? And this doesn't just go to like all the boys who follow me. This is for all the girls too. You know what I'm saying? What you post is so very important. You know what I'm saying? Your grandkids may see it, your great grandkids. I don't know if they want to see grandma in a bikini. I don't know if they want to see that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's something prideful. Who can be proud of that? That's kind of disgusting. You know, and the same thing with men. They don't want to see, So when I post, I always think about how will this look when I'm dead and gone? And to some people that might be a little negative, but it's real. So that's the most important question I ask when I post, when I write, when I act. How will this look? The roles I take, how will it look?
Love that you said that because I always, for me, it's a thing for me too. I also said, okay, I know I got my family watching it. I know I got my church family. I know I got so
Your
ones,
church
my
family.
friends, like literally. So you like I don't want like deal with the backlash, complaints. For me posting it. I always go by. I'm going to ask that person for that permission and be a part of it, whether that for take a picture or recording. I always ask. And that was like, Jamal, you don't have to ask. And then again, you got some people like they don't really want to be on the internet, and I respect that a lot
Of
because
course.
I'm to certain thing I am that way too. As long as I'm not in my bad days, then nah. But I'm trying like balance. So I really did appreciate that you say that. So I also for others who want to be in content creator or want to do like acting field, they can learn from this their episode by from different special guests that I have on here.
And that's the goal. That's the whole goal, is to be able to, pass knowledge and give inspiration. That's literally the least I can do. That is the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that is, who knows, but that's the bare minimum. And this may not even be seen right now this year. This might not even go viral, in the next 5 to 10 years. You know what I'm saying? People could come back to this 50 years from now. We see that a lot nowadays. We see songs from 1950, starting to trend. You know what I'm saying? And and I feel like that's what things like this is. I'm talking to the person that's 20 years from now was just born. I'm talking to the person that won't see this until 5 years from now. You know what I'm saying? In a way, we're time traveling. This is like the closest you'll get to time travel is right here. So yeah, of course, it's meant to inspire and teach people.
What does it feel to be inspired from others and hear positive feedbacks
Hearing feedbacks from artists.
from others, like your fan base?
Oh yeah. Um, Hearing feedback helps you a lot. Hearing feedback helps you a lot. It can discourage you, but discouragement has nothing against faith. It has nothing against determination. You know what I'm saying? Um, if anything, it helps build determination. It helps build goals, feedback. Sure. And but a lot of the feedback I get is real positive, especially in the film industry and entertainment. And that's something that I kind of don't like. I don't feel like all of it is real. I feel like they're just saying nice things just to be nice, oh, that was such an amazing, but deep down, they're like, nah, they could have done this better, done that better. I'd rather everything be more real. You don't have to sugarcoat or, try to, suck up and tell me, it was amazing because you hope that I can get you an opportunity or hope the director. That's what a lot of it is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just being totally honest, being totally real 100%. Um, but the feedback, of course, I'm just going to take it for what it is. And if it's positive, it's positive. I'll be like, dang, I hope I affected that person. And to the bad feedback, at least I know it's true. At least I know they mean it. And so now it's like, okay, well, at least I could try to change that with the next project I do. So a lot of actors don't like watching themselves. And I understand that. There's a real cringe from that. But the cringe from watching yourself is similar to the guilt you get when you do something bad. You don't want to feel the guilt, but when you feel the guilt, it'll make you do the right thing, not do the wrong thing. The same thing. When I'm cringing at watching myself, the cringe will make me kind of pay attention to all the flaws I have. So now I can try to better those flaws. You know what I'm saying? And trust my artistic self to be able to shape how I look, what faces I make. You know what I'm saying? Was I in my head? You got who's gonna be more honest about you than you?
That is awesome to hear. That I really appreciate you for saying that because sometimes us content creators over here, I can't speak this for myself. I laugh when I cringe myself. Like that be something that I do or say. Like I just laugh. I don't even watch my stuff. Like it take forever. When I edit video, that's the only time I watch it all the way through. And I'm laughing because I'm like, okay, there's something that I need to work on. There's something that I need to cut back. It but you don't realize you're doing it until you watching it back. So that the hard part for me is to be able to go back and actually watching back and edit it. And I just take it as I'm gonna laugh about it, get it done. Cause I know it's not gonna get done if I'm going being too hard on myself. Do you feel like you put more pressure to yourself? Like as far as acting and content creating and different things, or is it depends on what your mind and focus on?
It, I mean, it depends on what my mind is focused on. It would, yeah.
Are there any upcoming project that you would like to share?
Any upcoming projects? No upcoming projects as far as now. Only be happy. The projects I do audition for or have callbacks for, I cannot disclose it. So, I can say people may see me in the ring this year. They may see me in the ring in a few months. Hell, you might see some sparring clips with some famous people themselves. So you guys can be excited to see that and be entertained by that. But I hope to get more and more interviews, more and more teaching moments, more and more relatable content, something that can be useful for day to day minds, that are young like mine. And yeah,
Let me ask you this question. Is this your first interview, like full on interview? I know you did interview like the short clips a while back.
No, I've done full interviews before. I've done full interviews. I used to do them when I was, 17, 18, before I became, a actor. I would do those type of interviews in high school with people who followed my boxing and everything. So, but this is my first interview in a little bit. I haven't done an interview in a few months. So, yeah, this is a good place to start.
That is awesome. Where can they follow you on social media?
You can follow me at Akeem Cheatham. If you look me up, you can see all of the Instagram, Facebooks, all the TikToks, and
YouTube included.
yeah, yep,
The link will be in the description box below as well, so y'all can go check him out and follow him on all his project and boxing contents and everything. Just check him out and support him. This is awesome. I am so looking forward to it. Before I let you go, the last thing I always do on each episode of Zoom interview, I let others to encourage others for the viewer who are watching it. So that anything you would like to say to encourage others, the viewers, by the
um,
way.
to encourage others. I would say stay focused on reality, stay focused on what truth is. Truth is not what people think, truth is not what people enjoy. Your life is not controlled by feelings. Feelings is something that can be denied and can be redirected. Um, the truth is that everyone is going to leave everything on earth at the end of the day, and it's not something you should run from or try to distract yourself from. It's something that you should find an answer to. You know what I mean? Um, Realizing that everything is very, very artful and everything has been made artistically. So obviously, there's an artist that made everything, and if you can dial into that artist, um, then you'll find the reasons to live for and the reasons to spend your time on earth doing certain things. So, um, yeah,
How you feel about the Zoom interview episode? How you feel?
I'm very relaxed. I loved it. I feel very relaxed and it was cool. It's a general conversation. It's genuine.
Yes. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. It took us a few months to get this together, but I am happy that we finally able to get together and
I
do
am
it
too.
this. Especially the 3 hour differences.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm glad we got it together.
I'm very excited. Thanks so much. Thank to everyone for all the love and support on Zoom Interview Season 1. I am very, very looking forward to all the great things coming out for this series is being a blessing and honor. So until the next time, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and make sure to check out all the other videos and check out my guy, my bro, Akeem. I hope I done not butcher your name right. Butcher your name wrong because it took me forever me to not get the name together.
It's okay. No, you said it right. Akeem, you good. Yeah.
Thanks. His social media will be the link description below, and all the and also checking him out on his boxing and his acting career. Y'all go look it up, check it out, enjoy, and until the next time, I will see y'all on the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Peace. Any last word?
Peace.
Any last word?
Any last words? To the few people who do watch right now before it blows up, thank you guys. You guys are real, and it's better to support people like this, like Jamal, than it is to, support a fake, phony, rich person who's just using you to to keep you addicted to bad things, whether it's your phone, whether it's nonsense, whatever it is. So, keep supporting the real people like Jamal.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. I always say this every time. I say I want to create a base and accountable for others. And I genuinely want to see that as a conversation, not just an interview. Just like a real journalist conversation between real real bond and connection.
That's
I
real.
really
Of
do I really do hope that you felt that from here.
course I did. Yeah.
Thanks so much. Until the next time, I'll see y'all later. Peace.
Peace.